I agree that people do sometimes blow things out of proportion on the internet.
Constantly.
But we also need
Constantly.
to be careful that we don't downplay things
I'm not
as a
downplaying
backlash to the people who blow things out of proportion.
I'm not downplaying shit.
In my opinion, what she did with those children on stage is...
I'm not downplaying shit.
In my opinion, what she did with those children on stage is... She used to do live shows where she would bring children up on stage and make inappropriate jokes with these children.
When this is inappropriate, too. The problem is, and it's something we need to understand, too, is that, like, I guess her character was that she was, like, a dumb idiot kid, whatever. I would say Colleen is an incredibly irresponsible person and, you know, has boundary issues. There's nothing predatory to what I see about what she did.
Even back then, most people knew that having sexual conversations with children as an almost 30-year-old is not okay.
I wouldn't call it a sexual conversation with a child. I would say it's a sexual comment.
She would also allegedly trauma dump to these children about her bad experiences in her marriage, and she got Adam to do work for her.
Yeah, so the trauma dump thing, I saw it. It was a lot of her being like catty about her ex-husband, which was shitty and inappropriate. I don't know if I would use the word trauma dumping. I think that that's a little bit disproportionate. To be clear, and this is a real question, I do question all the people who are saying that they're on Adam's side, and I'm hoping that at least one of them recommended that he see some kind of mental health counselor, because if you truly think that you were groomed, that's the way to go.
True.
And that's one of the reasons why, and maybe I'm just wrong in this assertion, but I don't think anybody necessarily cares about Adam, unfortunately. I think that this is really more of just morally grandstanding from everybody else. Again, you could disagree, but I'm trying to be so thoughtful, and I really went into the depths of trying to understand every single aspect of this. So even if you think my interpretation is wrong, I'm doing so much to try to be accurate.
However, one of my criticisms of Papa is that sometimes when he feels like people are overreacting to a situation, he comes in and gives a take that underreacts to the situation.
I don't know, man. What an idiot. She's just a dumb person. Come on, dude. This is the first video. This was my bad video. You know that. You have to know that, dude.
People, yeah, of course I'm going to agree with myself because I'm fucking right. I don't give a shit. So you're trying to say exploitation, use these words so that you seem agreeable to people you disagree with. You don't agree with these people. You don't agree with them. You agree more with me than them. I'm going to be fucking real, man. My feelings are a little bit hurt because you said this is good faith and then you keep doing this fucking dunk on me. I already knew what I was getting into. It's already a lot to deal with. It's annoying, you know what I mean? And it gets to everybody a little bit. And at the very least, I would have expected somebody who's talking about a fucking good faith friend of mine to come in and actually not fucking lie to me about it. You know, that's the shitty part. You're not some random fucking asshole in the comments. You're somebody I've known for 3 years and it just feels like you're trying to be uncharitable. What are you, a psycho? Are you a fucking psychopath? There's no way you believe this. If you believe this, this is insane. I can't take you seriously if that's your perspective. You want to talk about it after this? There's no problem. I have no problem with having a conversation with you after this. After we finish this video and I get another drink of water and I calm down a little bit, I have no problem having a conversation with you about this. Yeah, it's inappropriate. You don't think he's a fucking pedophile group? Well, maybe you do now because you were bullied into thinking so. You don't even think that he is, so why do you bring it up? Is that what this is for? People are spamming these fans. I'm supposed to cool off because I'm getting too worked up. Okay.
So my question would be, is it worse to groom someone into doing unpaid labor for you or exploit someone into doing unpaid labor for you?
Grooming, obviously. This wasn't even a question.
Because in my mind, these are pretty equal, and the difference really just feels semantic to me.
Okay, well then it's a good thing you're not a fucking lawyer or in the criminal justice system.
And I hate to play the double standards card, but you literally admitted that if it was a man who did these things, you would view the situation completely differently.
And you know what's really interesting is, like, I'm thinking that, like, if from Colleen, it's not like, it's probably nothing really bad. But if it was a man, I would be all over that. I'd be like, because men are gross. Because men are gross. First of all, men are gross. Men are the majority predators. Second of all, it's an offhanded comment I probably just shouldn't have made. Okay. Oops. I don't know what else. I'm a silly goose. And you know what's really interesting is, like, I'm thinking that, like, if from Colleen, it's not like, it's probably nothing really bad. But if it was a man, I would be all over that. I'd be like, because men are gross.
Because while I agree that it is statistically more likely that men are going to harm children than women are, if a woman does harm a child, I think she should be held to the exact same standard that men are held to. And I would think that you agree with that. And
yes, and I'm holding her to the same standard I'd hold a man to. If the context was exactly the same, I would not assume predatory intention. That's just a fact. I don't know what else to tell you. And oh, well, if it was a guy, clearly not. I'm consistent as fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm consistent on, like, every perspective that I have. And you know what's really interesting is, like, I'm thinking that, like, if from Colleen, it's not like, it's probably nothing really bad. But if it was a man, I would be all over that. I'd be like, because men are gross. And this isn't a good faith video at the very least. Don't lie to me after you made this. I mean, you edited this and said, this is good faith. Let me keep bringing up stuff that I've already conceded to being wrong. And this is that was the first 20 minutes of my review on this content. I did another 6 hours. When you, again, morally loaded words, when you use the term exploitation of something, the instant thing that goes to your fucking head is, like, really intense, some kind of abuse. Wait, you need to be held accountable for your actions, possibly in court of law, or possibly by having collectively not allowing you to have interactions with children anymore. So whether or not she is technically a pedo or a groomer, she should still be kept far away from children. So your perspective is that she needs to lose her kids and go to jail. She can't be near children. Your perspective is Colleen Ballinger needs to have her kids taken away.
Now, I don't think Adam actually did send any pictures, but if he did, she could potentially be looking at 5 to 20 years in prison.
Good, and if he did, thinking that she was actually asking for it, regardless of her intention, then she should go to jail. But I think that everybody in that group chat knew that it was a stupid joke. Inappropriate. It was a joke. Adam would make fan pages, like, for her. It was like, hi, Colleen. I did a thing on a fan page for you. Okay. Cool. It's not this. This again. It's loaded verbiage. Exploited labor. This is basically what they were doing for her, helping her make content. Here's a content idea. Here's a silly thing. Colleen, what if you did this thing? What do you think that they were doing? You don't know what their credibility is. There's so many people on the internet that don't give a fuck about anything that they're saying. Most of the time, there's like 15-year-old little kids. Like, that's what we talk about. They fucking incel community all the time. Dumb little kids in the comments. Oh, every time I have a take about Nick Merckx. Oh, I fucking agree with Nick Merckx. Oh, I'm gonna fucking, like, you're a little baby. You're a dumb little baby. What do you want me to say? Like, based on the situation, you fucking agree with me. You agree with me. You agree with what I'm saying. So what the fuck? I don't know what to tell you, because you want to know what? I don't even give a fuck anymore, because I already know people are going to pick apart part of this video. They're going to cry about every word that I said. I even defended Shane Dawson.